Okay, so today we will discuss regarding plastering and pointing. Okay, so now what is this plastering? So let us say introduction. Plastering is a building material used for coating walls and ceilings. Plastering is a building material used for coating the walls and ceiling. Okay, plaster starts as a dry powder similar to mortar or cement. Okay, so it's a dry powder similar to mortar. Then what we do is we mix it with water. We mix it with water to form a paste. Which liberates and heat, which is subjected to hydration process. Okay, and then it hardens. After hydration, it hardens. Okay, so this is your plastering. So what is the plastering? So it is a building material used for coating walls and ceilings, coating your walls and ceiling. Now what is the purpose of your plastering? What is the purpose of plastering? Plastering is done to uh, resistance oh, resistant to impacts expected in use. Okay, so if there is a if there is any impact, then we expect it to resist it by the help of plastering. Okay, so not only that, free of irregularities, free of for example, while constructing the building, if there is any irregularity in the structure or in the wall, then in that that can be overcome by our plastering method. Okay, for to obtain the smooth finishes. Then consistent in texture and finish. Okay, so what we can do is we obtain a consistent texture of your wall. Okay, and also finish is very smooth when we go for the plastering. Okay, now let us discuss what are the materials we go for while plastering. Materials for plastering, this we will discuss in class, in the regular class. Okay, but for in detail, in classes we will discuss this in detail. Okay, so first one is your admixture. For example, if we have any admixture, admixture. So admixtures what we use are, first one is plasticizers or workability agent. So as we know, plasticizers, we obtain the workability with a lesser water cement ratio. Okay, by use of plasticizer, what we can do is we can obtain the workability in on a lesser water cement ratio, or any other workability agent can be used, but it should be avoided as much as possible. But if there is no alternative at all and it is necessary for us to use the plasticizer or any workable agent, then in that situation what we can do is we can go for the plasticizer. Okay, Now after that, one more material which we can use is the aggregate. These are the materials which are used for plasticizer. Okay, aggregate, what we need to do is sand. The first material is sand, but when we use the sand, it should be fine. Sharp, well graded, with low the clay content, low clay content, and free from efflorescent salt. Okay, so this should be the type of aggregate we have to use the sand. Okay, that is nothing but fine aggregate. It should be fine, it should be sharp, and it should be well graded. Well graded in the sense, all the size, all the particle size should be present. Okay, with low clay content. Clay, it should be it should have a very less clay content, and it should be free from efflorescent salt in the sand. Okay, then cement. Next material which we use is cement. Okay, cement, according to the one second. A good quality of cement is used. Okay, now let us try to discuss what are the methods of plastering. Methods of plastering are: first one is your lime plastering. Now lime plastering is a very uh, much used plastering. So what we do is we apply the plastering in 3 layers. Okay, 3 layers with a wooden lath, wooden laths. Okay, of size 1.5 width and 1/4 inch thick. Okay, so what we do is by wooden laths we apply the plastering. Now the plastering is applied in 3 layers. Okay, plastering is applied in 3 layers. So what are those 3 layers? First one, what we apply is scratch coat at the surface, scratch, coat, then a straightening coat. Okay, straightening, then straightening coat is applied, straightening coat, then after finishing coat is applied, finishing coat at the end is applied. Okay, next one is your, so this is your lime plastering. Now now solid plastering. Next method of applying plastering is solid plastering. So this solid plastering is applicable for solid to brick blocks and cement substrates. Cement substrates. Okay, we use contemporary or traditional plastering material, so that we get we are given attention to angles, reveals and opening for a super finish. Okay, so contemporary plastering material is used for to for the angles and openings to obtain the superior finish, to obtain the superior finish. Okay, so this type of plastering is used. Now let us try to discuss what are the defects in plastering. What are the defects in plastering? First defect is formation of cracks. Okay, crack appear on the plastered surface in the form of thin lines or wider cracks. Okay, so in the on plastering what happens is thin lines or wider cracks, thin lines or widen cracks appear on the surface after plastering. Why do they appear? Because of the shrinkage. Okay, shrinkage of thick plasters due to poor workmanship. Okay, so this is the reason by which we obtain the cracks. Now cracks can be prevented by proper curing and by keeping thickness of plastering uniform. Okay, so if you subject the plastering for proper curing and keeping the uniform paste of your plaster, what we can do is we can avoid the cracks in plastering. Okay, this is one of the problem. Next problem is efflorescence. Now what is this? Efflorescence is formation of white patches on your cracks. Formation of white patches on your cracks. Why it happens is because of the soluble salts present in the brick or mortar. White patches will appear on the plastering surface because of the soluble salt which is present in brick or mortar. This defect can be avoided by washing the surface with zinc sulfate solution and water. Okay, so by using zinc sulfate solution with water, what we have to do is zinc sulfate solution with water, we have to wash the surface with this mixture. Okay, now the third defect in plastering is falling out of plaster. Falling out of plaster. Okay, so falling out of plaster is, it is due to inadequate water bondage, water absorption by the drywall. Okay, so if the water is not absorbed by the drywall, what happens is plastering coat does not stick with the wall. Plastering coat does not stick with the wall, hence the plastered material falls from the wall. Okay, so what we need to do to avoid this effect, the joint should be properly cleaned and surface of the wall should be properly watered before plastering. Okay, so before applying the coat of the plaster, what we have to do is, if there is any joint, it should be properly cleaned and the water surface, the bricks, the wall surface should be properly watered. First we have to soak the water in the brick wall, then after that what we can do is we can apply the plastering. Okay, so after the plastering is done, what we have to do is, to avoid the falling out of plaster, minimum 10 days curing has to be done. Okay, so all this content we will discuss in class in an elaborate manner. Okay, but for now you just understand what is falling off plastering. Okay, now the next topic is damp proofing. So we'll discuss this damp proofing in the next class.